If you try to define the sound of our next guest, it would be a melodic gumbo because there's a little taste of everything in his music. He just dropped new singles Highway Robbery and Biological. His sound is edgy, creative, and not to compare, but at least in comparing to one of the best, he's giving off some Prince vibes. Dwayne has tens of millions of streams. He's LA-based, but Houston-born. He joined us recently to show why Kerrang called him one of the most electrifying new performers in the world today.
You make that hair stand down on my skin. You're lovely and dangerous. Can't lie, it feels iconic. Just a little bit. She wanna be mine, and I wanna be hers. To free some nature like God intended us to.
Dwayne, someone asked me the other day, said, well, describe his sound for us. And I was like, well, it's, and I struggled with it, and I finally just came out with the word delicious. It is a delicious sound.
Oh my God.
No, it's delicious, right from the get-go. And I think part of the reason for that is you are a singer, songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist. You own every aspect of a song.
You gave me ecstasy while I trip in the dark. This is a highway robbery. You always lift me up, so I will play the part.
I've never heard my music described that way. That makes me extremely happy. I'm going to start using that for myself now. I love that.
You start using it. All right. Let's go through the lyrics of your life. You grew up in Spring, Texas. You're named after both of your parents?
My dad's name is Dwayne. My grandfather's name was Dwayne. Yeah, it's a beautiful lineage that I come from, and Spring was everything to me. My family is everything to me. So yeah, I loved growing up there. I miss them deeply.
Very rich in love, and you can tell that from your description right there. But you grew up singing in the church.
I did. I definitely grew up in church and grew up, singing, and it was a beautiful experience for me for sure.
You had this epiphany because when you heard the music in church, which obviously, the lyrics are so moving in church anyway, but you saw the connection that music had to people and how the pastor was able to weave that all in.
100, yeah. It's like pastors and choirs, big inspiration for me, the way that they could just get a group of people excited on Sundays. I kind of use that in my everyday life and when I'm on stage, just to get the people going and get them excited. I like to use my shows as a rock phrase. I really learned a lot of that from church.
You loved the gospel music, but you also liked the hip hop music. Did you have any issues kind of bringing those both together?
I think growing up I did a little bit because, that's kind of where I came from. And I had my dad showing me all types of music.
See, I'm from Houston, so I'm loving this new Kelly weather. You spit it like you're from the 90s era.
But once I got to LA and kind of found my voice, I understood how to gel the two with that spirituality, but also finding, that delicious sound and that sexy sound and, a love forward sound, so it's been nice.
Another lesson to be learned from you is that you always said that you felt like that kind of outsider, that weird kid. But sometimes when you're the outsider, I just had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. When you're the outsider, you're not copying somebody else. You're not afraid to just do you.
100%. It can be the most beautiful thing to be the outsider because you can kind of watch what's going on, but also have your flair and have your energy. And you grow a lot of confidence, kind of being outside of the door. Because in the moment that the door and the threshold is open, you can come through with all your, just your unique energy.
There's so many people who say they want to be a singer, but they want to arrive at the end as opposed to taking the journey. You have gone through a journey. You would pass out CDs to friends. You posted music on Facebook. You played local venues. Your parents were very supportive in your career. You were doing what you had to do. It took your mom a minute to understand your artistry, but now she gets it.
100%. Yeah, I call my mom after every experience in my life. And it's been such a beautiful journey for us to just be, we're best friends now. They love the music. I got a call from Lenny Kravitz last week, and my mom was the first person that I called to just cry and tell her all these things. I'm happy that she's happy with what I'm doing. Because as a son, as a kid, you just want to make your mom proud. You just want to make your family proud. show.
But you were willing to work for it. Like you mentioned, moving to LA. Things got a lot harder when you moved to LA. We started, California alone is very expensive. There are a lot of people there who are trying to achieve dreams. This is how bad it got. You had a blow up bed that didn't blow up.
Oh, 100%. And roaches, everything. Like oh man. But I'm so thankful for it. You know what I mean? I'm so thankful that I had to go through that experience to find exactly who I am. And I'm very used to struggling. So now that we're kind of at the point now where people are listening and, I have to do shows or be up early for interviews and all that stuff and make sure that I'm keeping my body and my mind right. I don't mind going the extra mile at all.
And when you say you don't mind struggling, and it's an emotion. Emotion shows up in music, and you can hear it in your music. If you were to describe your sound, what would you say? Because I also hear shades of Prince as well.
I appreciate that, by the way. I don't want to take the word that you use as delicious, but I would just say it's like this kind of rock, funk, very love forward, you know what I mean? Just something that's really free and energetic. And I really just want to make people smile and make people love and look for something in their life that has meaning.
And they might say they're in love. Well, I guess they ain't seen us.
I think love is the answer to all those things. So I'm really just searching for that in my music. And I would say it's a love, rock, funk thing,
Love, funk, rock thing. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
When you listen to your sound, your albums, there's a difference between them. Sometimes you have an artist where you say, oh, there they are again, there they are again. But you have a difference. So your debut album, Stains, tell us what that was based on. And my favorite, Blue Jeans as well.
Oh, man, I was such a kid when I made that album. Listening back to it now, I would just say I was like a young man just screaming out to the universe to hear me and to listen. I hadn't quite found this kind of classic rock lane that I'm in now. And with my favorite, Blue Jeans, I had just fallen in love, and I was kind of in this pop punk type of energy that I can kind of go back and enjoy those records too right now. But the new music, it feels like Dwayne to the fullest. And I'm really proud to promote it and to stand behind it and to, it takes a while to find your voice, but I'm really, really stoked.
Yeah, because you say even with the ones I just mentioned, you gained your confidence in the studio, but here you are now with Highway Robbery.
You put a spell on me, somehow you tricked my heart. You gave me ecstasy while I trip in the dark. This is a highway robbery.
Oh my, a delicious sound,
And then Biological.
I wanna see you again, 'cause every time it's so iconic, every chance that I get, I'm running to you like it's biological.
Incredible. I love those two songs so much. I hate to boost myself, but I think those two songs just really represent who I am and where I'm at right now. And it kind of has this classic, funk flair, and the Biological sound is kind of more of a heartland pop song, but it's, if they live in the rock world, and that's where I exist. Yeah.
And I love that you're excited because songs don't happen overnight, as you know. First you have to get your inspiration, your idea, you write it, you make the music work, you make the words work, all of that. And when you go into the studio and finally you're done is where you can sit back and listen to it.
100%. And it's one of the best feelings. I find myself listening to Highway Robbery and Biological quite often. And not as artists, it's kind of hard because we want to break down everything and study it and pick at everything, but I can just kind of put it on and enjoy it, and I'm hoping that people are doing the same as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to end with a quote by Prince that you live by. You're either here to enlighten or to discourage. You're here to enlighten.
Yes, we are here to enlighten and just spread love, and that's all I want to do. And that's the best quote ever. It's literally, I've been living by that for the past year and a half, so yeah.
All right, you are spreading delicious love. Thank you very much for that, and thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you so much, Joe. So nice to meet you and talk to you.
All right, next time you're in town, you got to come on down.
Will do.
To keep up with Dwayne and his new music releases, visit greatdayhouston.com for links.